Have you ever seen your dad cry? I am not talking about tears at a funeral or during a major tragedy. I am talking about the small things. A heartwarming holiday commercial, an old song from the 1980s, or simply the moment the whole family gathers for a Thanksgiving dinner. In the past, he was the rock of the family, cold, stoic, believing that men are not supposed to cry. But now that his hair has turned gray, he has to turn his face away to secretly wipe a tear just because of a fleeting moment of emotion. And it is not just our parents. Even you, if you have passed the age of 30 or 40, do you find yourself becoming softer compared to when you were 20 years old and full of recklessness? Many people think this is just senility or weakness caused by old age. That is wrong, completely wrong. Neuroscience says that getting easier to cry as you age is not a system error. It is a premium feature that evolution has installed in our brains. Today, let us dissect the aging brain to understand why tears become so expensive. Welcome back to Barely Researched. I am your host, the companion who helps you decode the psychological mysteries that school forgot to teach you. Do not forget, we do not just state problems, we find solutions. Let us begin. To understand why older people are easily moved, we must talk about a monument in developmental psychology. Professor Laura Carstensen from Stanford University and the Socioemotional Selectivity Theory. The name sounds academic, but its essence is simple and profound.
And the older we get, the more we come to see our futures as constrained by time. If there's a paradox of aging, it's that when we have these constraints on future time, we actually function better emotionally.
Carstensen's research shows that a human perception of time completely changes their life goals. When you are 20 years old, you feel like time is infinite. You think you have your whole life to fix mistakes. Therefore, your brain prioritizes gathering information, expanding your network of relationships, and tolerating negative emotions, like putting up with a difficult boss, to exchange for future benefits. At this stage, emotion is ranked behind reason and ambition. But when you are 60 years old, the horizon of time shrinks. The brain, which is an amazing survival machine, realizes that it does not have enough time to invest for the next 20 years. Immediately, it switches modes. From expansion mode, it switches to filtering mode. The number one priority now is not making money or learning new skills, but emotional meaning. They want to enjoy deep connections in the present moment. In a famous experiment, Carstensen's team showed participants of all ages different types of advertisements. The result? Young people were attracted to ads promising knowledge and the future. Meanwhile, older people remembered in extreme detail and were strongly affected by ads featuring emotional elements and human connection. This explains why your parents might forget where they put the car keys, but they remember exactly how it felt to hold you when you were learning to speak. Their emotional radar is working at full capacity to cherish what remains. They are not weak, they are living more densely than we are. But that is just psychology. Let us look deep inside the skull from the perspective of neuroscience. Why is it that in the past, Dad watched a sad movie with a stone face, but now he sniffles? The answer lies in the break of the brain, the prefrontal cortex. This area is responsible for logical thinking, planning, and most importantly, inhibitory control of emotions. When you are young, if the amygdala, which is the center that creates fear and sadness, activates, the prefrontal cortex will immediately send a signal down saying, "Hey, calm down. Do not cry. We are in a crowded place. It is embarrassing." It is like a strict security guard, stopping the tears before they can fall. However, fMRI brain scans show that the prefrontal cortex is one of the areas that experiences atrophy or shrinking earliest as we age. Inhibitory control declines. What happens when the security guard gets old and tired? Emotions from the limbic system escape more easily. The brake is worn out. When an older person feels moved, they have less ability and even less need to suppress it. But wait, do not be sad yet. There is an interesting phenomenon called the positivity effect. Even though the ability to suppress declines, the older brain tends to prioritize processing positive information and ignoring negative information better than younger brains. Their amygdala reacts less to angry faces compared to young people. This means they cry easily, but those are usually tears of being moved, of compassion or a nostalgic sadness, not tears of desperate collapse. This part is especially for those of you who see your dad or grandpa changing their temperament. Why has the grumpy old man become so gentle and sentimental? The culprit, or the hero here, is testosterone. We all know testosterone is the masculine hormone. But few people know that testosterone acts as an inhibitor of oxytocin and prolactin, which are the chemicals that stimulate bonding and crying. When a man is in his prime, high testosterone levels act like a fortress wall, preventing him from showing softness. It serves an evolutionary purpose. Hunting, fighting, and protecting territory requires not crying. But over time, testosterone levels drop. The fortress wall comes down. At this point, oxytocin, the hormone of love and bonding, has a chance to rise more strongly. Evolutionarily, anthropologists call this the grandmother hypothesis applied to men. When they no longer have to hunt or fight for mates, the man's role in the tribe shifts to passing on experience and caring for the next generation. To do that, they need empathy. They need softness. The drop in testosterone does not make them less of a man. It just helps them become grandfathers and fathers who are more emotionally complete. There is a fascinating psychological concept I want you to remember after this video: poignancy. This translates to a keen sense of sadness or regret. Young people often experience emotions in a binary way. Happy is happy, sad is sad. But older people have a superior ability to experience mixed emotions. Imagine your parents looking at you on your wedding day. A young person looks at that and sees joy. But an older person looks at that and they see joy because their child is happy. But simultaneously they see sadness because the little child has left their arms. And they see fear because their own time is running out. This complex mixture creates immense emotional pressure. It is beautiful, but it is heavy. And the only way to release the pressure of this poignancy is through tears. These are not tears of suffering. They are tears of a deep awareness of the value of life. As promised, Barely Researched does not just give you empty theories. If you are aging and find yourself crying often, or you have parents in this stage, what should we do? Here are 3 solutions based on behavioral science to turn this into an advantage. Solution 1. Reframing. If you are the one aging, stop apologizing when you cry. Research shows that emotional suppression in old age is more harmful to cardiovascular health than it is for young people. Consider this sensitivity a new superpower. You possess crystallized emotional intelligence. You have an empathy that young people cannot acquire. Use it to connect with your grandchildren. Do not hide it. Just say, "I am crying because I feel so happy." Solution 2. Actively trigger nostalgia. Do not avoid old memories for fear of sadness. Psychological studies indicate that nostalgia is a defense mechanism that helps increase self-esteem and social connectedness in the elderly. Look through old photo albums with your parents. Ask them about stories from the past. Let them cry if needed. That is when their brain is being massaged by dopamine and oxytocin. It is a tonic, not a poison. Solution 3. For the children. When you see your parents getting emotional, do not rush to say, "It is nothing, do not cry," or "be strong." Those phrases unintentionally deny their biological mechanism. Their prefrontal cortex cannot brake in time anymore, so do not force them to slam on the brakes. Instead, use the validating technique. Just sit still, hold their hand, or offer a tissue. Your presence is more important than advice. Let that moment of poignancy happen fully. That is when the generation gap is erased. In summary, when we age, we do not become weaker, we become more human. The rough shell of youth, of ambition, of the ego falls away, revealing a pure core of love and compassion. The tears of the elderly are proof that they have lived, loved, and lost enough to understand what is truly important. So, the next time you see your parents shed a tear, do not worry. Cherish it. Because it is a sign that they are still loving this life in the most intense way possible. Thank you for taking the time to dissect these hidden emotions with Barely Researched. If you found this video helpful, or if it reminded you of someone, please leave a like and share your story in the comments below. I really want to read about the last time your parents cried. Do not forget to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Because life has many strange things that science can explain, and I will be here to tell you about them. Thank you, goodbye, and see you in the next video.